This episode of SESSLERS Something is brought to you by The Ben Heck Show. Hello, everybody. As you can see, the crazy beard. It's getting crazier because I still haven't figured out the time to head over to the barber and get it trimmed down. Maybe that will happen soon. And that's because things are getting crazy. There's a lot of games coming out, and of course, right there, less than a month out, there's two consoles that will be hitting stores. And this comes up every time there's a big hardware launch. Are we going to review the console? And I just want to say, we will take a look at it and give opinions on it, but in terms of ascribing a score to the console, I don't think that's a very good idea, because I never feel confident that I know where the console is going when it first gets into our hands. It really is a matter of, does it work? How easy is it to use? And, you know, let's try out some of the software that's available, because you could have the best console out there in terms of a piece of technology, but if it has a lot of crappy games, well, that doesn't really make it all that valuable. And that's something that really starts to define the consoles in the first year and definitely in the second year. In fact, I still think that probably the most important thing for the survivability of both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One is going to happen at the end of 2014. That's when enough of them are in people's homes that you start to see the software that's really big and really exemplary of what the new technology can do. Another thing that becomes quite challenging is just reviewing games. Obviously, and I do warn you, we're going to try to get these reviews up as quickly as possible, but there's two things that it requires. Us to have a new console and one that can play future games. Those are things that we are crossing our fingers. We'll be getting in advance of the launch of the consoles, but there is some concern that we may not have both of them. We will make all efforts to evaluate the games and get them up to help inform you guys as quickly as possible. One of the more fascinating aspects, and we only saw a touch of this with the launch of the PS3 and the Xbox 360, are these kind of transgenerational games. We see it with Battlefield 4, we're going to see it with Call of Duty, we're going to see it with Assassin's Creed that are available on current gen and next gen. Obviously, the way that we look at games here at Rev3 Games is, first and foremost, it's kind of the game design. And in that regard, there typically isn't a huge disparity between the next gen and the current gen. What there, of course, will be is how a game looks, how it actually, performs on the console. And where we do see those issues, we'll probably be doing that in a secondary video to help give some guidance on what to expect, depending upon which generation you're going to be playing these games. And, we'll have that kind of side-by-side footage thing that I know all of you like. The one other thing is, it's a very, very exciting time, and I can say on a personal level, it's probably the most anxiety-ridden time of my professional life, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Facts and plans change at the very, very last minute. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably already see me have a couple of explosions when it comes to things involving next-gen consoles, and there's a good chance more of that is going to happen. Yeah, it's a very, very exciting time, but man, I cannot wait for December. All right, let's take a quick moment to thank our sponsor, The Ben Heck Show. Each week, you can join modding wizard Ben Heck and friends as they build and modify a host of amazing community-inspired creations. You can watch new episodes right here on Revision 3 and revision3.com/TBHS. This week on The Ben Heck Show, Ben designs a prank Halloween candy bowl. And don't forget to go to element14.com/TBHS to find out how you can enter to win the latest build from Ben's show. So amidst all the crisis and weirdness and anxiety surrounding console launches, there is one nice thing happening. It's called Extra Life. It's a 24-hour, theoretically, 24-hour live stream that myself, Anthony Carboni, Scott Bromley, Nick Robinson, and Zach Miner, and maybe some others will be participating in. We'll be playing games straight for actually 25 hours, because this is happening overnight when we go back to standard time. So we snuck an extra hour in of our game playing experience. We encourage you guys to be involved. We have some donations. We're aiming for $10,000, and it's going to go to a place that's actually near and dear to my heart. It's the Children's Hospital of Oakland, where I used to grow up in the Berkeley area. That was kind of the hospital that if you were a kid and you needed to go one, you go to that one. Anyhow, there's a link. Remember, it is on the 2nd of November, starting at 8 a.m., and it obviously ends on the 3rd of November at 8 a.m. 25 hours. We hope you can join us. Two things. Two massive games are coming out on Tuesday the 29th. It's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and Battlefield 4. We will have reviews up for both. It's going to be happening overnight, so just hang on the page and hit refresh like a crazy person. Eventually they'll be there.